Oh, because there has actually been some activity on the past Transmetropolitan video. It hit about 40 on BitChute, which I didn't expect because it didn't do so well on MGTOW.tv. I decided to go back and do more Transmetropolitan. Now, I love Transmetropolitan and I'd like to finish it, at least this volume. So, let's go ahead and go through it some more. Spider Jerusalem, word column number 11, pos, later paragraph. When history looks down its weird, evolved vestigial stump of a nose at us, it'll have a lot of very shitty things to say. But it will eventually have to admit that the reservations justify our existence. We may have been crazed, strange, and entirely too eager to find new things to have sex with, but we went out to preserve great chunks of this planet's cultures, and we damn well did it with some style. Warren Ellis writes, Derek Robertson pencils, Wild in the Country. Interview 1. Kisako St. Exupery. Okay, that is weird. Director, Cultural Reservation Systems. To my mind, the point is to preserve cultures without imposing judgment on them. For instance, one or two of the older cultures from the Middle East still practice the cutting of the rose. Excuse me? Extensive female genital mutilations, normally involving the excision of the clitoris. Christ, yeah, that's the thing that happens, folks. My reaction exactly rather. In fact, I imagine my reaction is a little more forceful than yours. It's disgusting. It violates more basic human rights than I have time to count. But it's a central part of sexual and social politics of that culture, and we're dedicated to preserving past cultures honestly. Picture. To sit in judgment on that, to eradicate it from those cultures, would be to spoil the veracity of those reservations. The truth, no matter what. Right. You want to come out to dinner with me sometime? Sorry, got plans tonight. And, well, I play on the other team, if you see what I mean. Oh, well. Okay. I've done you a 24-hour pass for all the reservations. Hit as many as you like. Oh, and a special pass for something else that falls under our purview. Make the effort to see it. It's different. Pause. Insert aside. Time in a bar with a man in the street. Picture from Airborne Securicam. Top story in the Amfeed News Morning Roundup. The party in opposition choose the city for the election year convention. But first, here on USAC, Classic Television today, Republican Party Reservation Compound. In last week's episode, Christian pro-life lobbyist Harold Reese, mother of 12 bastards, has used current-day medical tech illegal in the reservation to fall secretly pregnant by Ronnie, whose Alzheimer's is biting in with a vengeance. You think it's really like that in reservations? Sure, can't bring anything in from outside, sealed off. No, I mean the sex. You think they're at it all the time like on Republican Party Reservation Compound? Yes, I'm laughing. Sure, I heard Berlin Wall Reservation is fuck central. But but you and me, we couldn't get laid there. Why not? Too much different stuff in our sperm, see? Your boy, what's his name? Eichmann. Eichmann, right, he got that anti-cancer trait from your sperm, right? And the designer warts. Don't forget the designer warts. Right. Well, see, in Berlin Wall, that fuck up their ecosystem. Their guys have got like regular issue sperm, so they got inferior sperm, but they get to live in fuck central? That's sick. You're that writer guy, ain't ya? Yeah. My boy's got designer warts all over his thing. He gets hard. He looks like a goddamn sex porcupine. Girls love him. Right. You don't understand. You tell people. Girls love Eichmann Dobbs. What they say about him don't matter. They fucking love him. Okay. It says please strap in. One day I'm going to drop a bomb on this city. A contraceptive bomb. Recording. Entering a reservation. Okay, Mr. Jerusalem, get naked. And take your hands off that. We'll need to examine it. Basic rules. Don't spit while inside the reservation. Don't allow anyone to taste your sweat. Bury your feces well. Urinate into pits and other low-access areas. If you get wounded, don't let anyone near your blood. Do not, and that's not, in big-ass capital letters, not have sexual intercourse with anyone or anything inside the reservation. Anything. What do I look like to you? A journalist. This is a low-payload data spike. It's got enough of the language in it for you to get by. Give it 5 minutes to load up. This is an emission suppressor. The people inside have been configured to when people were a lot less radioactive. Unsuppressed, your very presence would constitute a nuclear excursion the likes of which the world has never seen. Surely my very presence fucks with their world anyway. Nah, we've got a toggle on their memories. They'll accept you when they see you and forget all about you in the city once you're gone. Let's not have you killing each other. Okay, your medical loads. One to repel the disgusting infections they live with daily. One to kill the disgusting infections you live with daily. You know, this is a hell of a lot of work just for someone to visit a reservation. Why do you bother letting people in? Because people need to see it. You'll understand better once you're in, finally. Ow! Communicator. Press the base of your thumb to send. You'll hear our voices internally through bone resonation. You might feel a bit nauseous at first, but it passes. You want to go out to dinner sometime? Sorry, I got it. I don't eat. I got that new trait last month where they replace your stomach with a stack of bacteria. Wow. Well, Mr. Jerusalem, I think we're about set. Door's over there. Send when you're ready to come out, and we'll trigger a map to the exit door over your right eye. It was in the language data spike. Have fun. Right. The Caledonia Reservation. Picture from TalkWeb, Telecom Ambient, Anti-Vandal Surveillance Bacteria Cam. Tape phone conversation, Spider Jerusalem and Mitchell Roy, city editor of the Word newspaper. It's like the mountain. Christ, I didn't think I was gonna see anything like this for years, if ever again. You sound like a fucking gardener. Where's the story, Spider? The story, you incredible asshole, is that the city's full of reservations and nobody bothers going to them. Christ, people give up their lives to make the reservations run. Wake up, pay attention, there will be a test. Alright. You want to do a column on the reservations? I'll trust you, okay? Where's your assistant, by the way? I tried phoning your apartment earlier. Oh, God knows. She hasn't been right since her dick boyfriend went foglet. What were you calling for? That Oncogene farm you ripped into last week? They're going nuts, talking lawsuit. Fuck 'em. Call you later. At a cab stand 10191, still from footage shot from Whip Cab's driver. Not saying all that. You're Spider Jerusalem, aren't you? Yeah. I like your column. Thanks. You want to go out to dinner sometime? Sorry, no. I'm breatharian. Oh my God. How about going to bed with me instead? I went neuter last year. Sorry. Wow. The Akita Prefecture Reservation. Verbal notes dictated into subdermal recording. Infection follow. Flutes taught to each other across the fields. Hell, I know what those are. Shinobue. Flutes handcrafted from bamboo. Saw a documentary on Japanese music. From beyond the path, I hear someone else joining the conversation. Taiko, Japanese drums. This is harvesting music. On Lebensraum Street, headed north, image stolen from archive of Hannah Enkidu, SPKF feed site listener. Hello, aren't you Spider Jerusalem? Columnist for the Word? Grr. I'm Hannah Enkidu for SPKF. I'm currently listening live for the Street Life feed site. Live? That's right. Now, I hate it here, and I was wondering exactly what you're doing today, Spider. I'm doing a tour of the city's reservations for the column. You'll read all about it Friday. You want to go out to dinner sometime? Sorry, no. I'm married, not hungry, infected with 7 known unknown diseases, gay, pregnant with lizards, and clinically dead. Lol. Sorry, no would have done all on its own, you know. Just making sure. Later note, I didn't think she turned me down live on SPKF. Have ordered creative libido suppressant, a partial lobotomy, 70 nude pictures of Queen Victoria, and a castration. Wow. The Tikal Reservation. I think what amazes me the most is that people volunteer to live here, because once you're in a reservation, you can never come back. Your lifespan is dialed back to the natural average lifespan of the culture and time period. Your immunities are stripped out, as are all the rest of your useful modern genetic traits. And your memories of being a modern-day human are locked off forever. You live as a person in that culture and time frame for as long as you can, and you die there. Wow. Very interesting. The Teakle Reservation is due for shutdown in about 10 years' time. These heads are tossed into the waters adjoining the city, which are considered sacred. There's an awful lot of rotting heads in that water. They drink from that water. It may be sacred as all hell, but it's so full of disease right now that they could probably cut the water into blocks. It'll kill them, just like it killed the original Mayan cities. This is the 5th Teakle Reservation. People die to teach us lessons about religion and environment. We keep history close to make damn sure we learn from it. Wilbur Mills Boulevard, near the No Questions Asked TM refugee. Or refuge, not refugee. You see this more and more. Dissenters in morally primitive reservation communities who somehow find a way to escape. Ultimate defection, leaving their world. Some escapees are reservation volunteers, one-time city dwellers whose city memories remain locked away. Sympathizers will get them to a refuge or to black bag operations like the toolbox doctors who will remove their memory locks. The rest are born in reservations and have no knowledge of the city at all. Both can escape. Both kinds of escape can end up like rivals, brain shock, or end up like revivals, brain shocked. It must be like throwing yourself off the edge of the world. Some are just happy to be in love. The Farsight community. I went to the special different reservation St. Exbury recommended to my attention. I don't know if it quite qualifies as a reservation. A reservation preserves past cultures. The Farsight community is a culture yet to happen. The hell? You okay? I think so. It was like washing down a bucket of peyote with a vat full of absinthe. What was it? The news. You just found out what's happened in Farsight over the last month. Informational pollen. Eye pollen was banned 20 years ago. They proved the stuff built up in your synapse gaps brought on Alzheimer's-like effect. Have you doomed my brain, you weird-looking fucker? It's not banned here. We think we licked that problem anyway. We don't ban technology in Farsight. We examine it through use. Hey, how's the death rate? Pretty high, actually, but we manage. I was joking. It's not a joke here. It's a measure of our success, and therefore the success of the human race as a viable species in the future. This is a test bed for humans. Within these walls, we seek to make human work without all the shortcuts and get-outs like going foglit. Look, it's my children. They talk to each other using neutrino senders. Okay, there we are. They talk to each other using neutrino senders where their large intestines should be. They seal themselves against vacuum and have sex via bacteria. They try to learn the lessons of the future before it arrives. You didn't answer the phone to Royce because you're going to join a nunnery? I've had enough, Spider. I'm sick of being your assistant. I'm sick of dreaming about Zhang every night. I'm sick of this fucking city and the way it jumps up and bites you on the ass every 5 minutes. Are you beaten? Great. What? Oh, bullshit. What about your future? What about beer and drugs? What about sex, Shannon? You'll never get laid again. Convent of Our Lady of the Little Death? What? What about sex? It's a convent. I'll become a bride of Christ. I'll get plenty. That's not what bride of Christ means, and you know it. Bride of Christ, Spider. Fred Christ. Oh, no. It's about your wife, Mr. Jerusalem. My wife, Shit Eyes, is a severed head floating in a can of cryofluid somewhere on the south edge. Frozen. We know that, Mr. Jerusalem. Look, this isn't easy, this call. I mean, I have enough to worry about. I'm behind on my mortgage. My kid keeps forcing the lock off the kitchen door and liquidating chickens. This morning I found a lump in my left testicle that sings Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star over and over. The point. What? The point. Get to it or I'll fire a meme gun down the phone. Your wife has been stolen. Warren Ellis writes in Derek Robinson pencils. Freeze me with your kiss. Who is this? Mark Ward, Managing Director of Future Proof, holding your wife's cryogenic service providers, right? Is this the case with the police right now? Well, there's a difficulty, but listen, call my editor, Mitchell Roy, city editor. The word. Give him this mess and ask him to pass it to the paper's personnel office, will you? I'm busy. Busy? This is your wife. Let me tell you about my ex-wife. Before you froze her, she told me that she'd left specific instructions about her revival. To wit, she is not to be revived until there is incontrovertible evidence that I am definitely, and irrevocably dead. To fuckery with my wife. Shannon, what are you doing? I'm leaving, Spider. I'm fucking off to a nunnery. I'm sure they'll appreciate your devout language. Come on, Shannon, this isn't necessary. Yes, it is. I've had it with everything. You wanted to be a journalist. Maybe I'll write a book about being a bride of Christ. Maybe I won't. Bye. Aw, shit. Not the goddamn phone again. Speak. Spider, it's Royce. Royce, my assistant just quit. Yeah, she sent me her resignation a while back. Listen, hey, this is weird. I just realized you didn't start the conversation with where's my... Spider, listen, we have trouble. Trouble? I know no trouble, aside from the fact that I don't have an assistant anymore and some perverted dog fucker has run off with my evil ex-wife's head. Shut up! I've got a death threat here with your name on it. I get those all the time. That TV cook has been bombarding me with little death head cakes. This death threat, Spider, is in the form of a petition and has been signed by over 500 people. Worse, just 15 minutes ago I had a visit from something claiming to be your... This is your door speaking. You have a caller. Hell, look, I'll call you back. No! Yeah? Hey there, Bamboozle the safety chimp says, be smart. Watch your hands. Uh-oh. Yeah! Ah! Ah, shit. Shut up, for God's sake. Fuck you. Fuckers die. Fucking pigs die. Fucking bastards. Fucking dead. You hear me, you cocksuckers? Fuck you. Click. My face. My fucking eye. Gah. Picture. Click. Give me a scalpel. Surgical quality. Picture. Click. Police. I've just had 3 men break into my apartment and attempt to kill me. I've had to use deadly force in self-defense. Were you inside your property when you took action? Yes. Well, that's entirely constitutional, sir. Well done. We'll need a statement, of course. Name? Spider Jerusalem. I'm in apartment 228B, Poopin' Grove. Oh, you. Insurance details, please. Word cover policy number 1881934. That policy's been rescinded, Mr. Jerusalem. What? Without insurance, well, all kinds of questions arise. Do you know it's illegal to be without certain insurances? I'm sending an officer. Hang up. Phone Royce. Get this fixed. Line's dead. The police dog. Ah, it's rough, you know. The city didn't used to be so bad, you know. People had respect for the law. Except that rich bastards up in the Viceroy Hill stomp. Well, yeah, them, but they paid well, you know what I'm saying? There was respect there. These days, no respect. Civic Center, they pay a fucking pittance. Goddamn civilians, they treat you like poison. And don't get me started on those fucking button pushers. Run Police Plaza these days. Don't start me on that shit. Fucking A. Fucking right. They ain't never been out on the streets, am I right? Ha! Of course I'm fucking right. Goddamn civilians are the problem. No respect, like you said. They complain, you know? They whine. Wheat buckets for every piece of shit we bring in by the nuts. And that fucking reporter guy who did our legs over Angels 8. That Spider Jerusalem. Give him some space. Stoppanato. Shouldn't have said that name, Hustle. I'm okay. Shit, Stoppanato, you scared the hell out of me. What is it with that guy? Spider Jerusalem ruined me for every bitch in the city. Christ, I can't even think of what I lost without wanting to cry. I had a huge wanger. I mean, huge was the envy of every dog's man and skyscraper architect on the hemisphere, man. Big dick. Fucking right, big dick. I loved it. When I wasn't sticking it in some bitch, I could spend hours just washing it. And then Spider Jerusalem. I was trying to pick up my piece from the strip club on Celtic and Vineland. Protection. I ain't proud. I got expenses, and civic center. Right, right. Fucking pittance. Fucking A. So some of the girls, they start giving me attitude. Especially that girl. This girl didn't actually work there. She's just visiting. Old friends with her boss, she said. So I get pissed. I'm a patient guy, but these girls, they were saying shit about my mother. So I go for one of them, make an example, leave my mark. The boss guy was Spider Jerusalem. The fucker steps and grabs my forepaws. Oh, fuck. Shit, Stomp. Right, holds them way open, pushes my ribcage in, starts squeezing my heart to death. I black out. Next thing I know, I'm in a rickshaw headed north on Lebensraum. I got lipstick smeared all over my muzzle. I'm in a rose-colored cocktail dress. And my pride and joy, that bastard Jerusalem paid a vet to. Officer Stompanato, please respond. This is Stompanato. Control. Please proceed to Poop and Grove apartment compound suite 228B. Occupant has been assaulted and has defended himself with deadly force. He has none of the usual law insurances at this time and should be brought in. Name. Spider Jerusalem. Stomp. There is a God. The Great Escape. Help! I'd suggest just having it shot. Too late for anything else by the looks of it. No. Look, I live in the apartment next door, and I have to suddenly leave the area for a day or two, and I was wondering... Simone, I want the cheese grater, Simone. You want me to look after this? It'll cost you, and I mean cost 2 base blocks easy. Simone, I paid for the cheese grater, Simone. Where are you going, anyway? In the general direction of away. Wild Oats. Well... Check the fucking phone line. Talk to the fucking cops. I do the fucking searches. Did you do it yet, master? Did you, huh? And get this fucking thing out of my office. Did you find my daddy yet? Did you? Oh no, she got a Sex Puppets t-shirt. Look at all the shirts. It says Jock. All the books. Jock, Rogue Factor, Locks, Airlocks. So a lot of different, to be continued. Have you seen this man? Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Freeze Me With Your Kiss, Part 2 of 3. The last time this happened, Metropolitan. Look, Royce, you'll get the piece when I can get it out, okay? You know the Parisian infrastructure's been fucked since the sanctions. Look, you're an assistant editor. That means you make coffee, dole out the blowjobs, and leave the professionals to get on with the job. Am I clear? I can go back to Dayfax anytime I like and leave the word fucked and abandoned and name names as I go. Thank you. Talk to you later. The word Jerusalem Spider, United Nations Sanctioned Press Corps. Priority access to World Feed Site Networks, data encoding approved for official business. Building world peace through world control. Wow. That's not suspicious at all. Broadcasting from Colchester, this is the BBC News feed. This hour's headlines: Catholic Ireland attempts another landing on British soil, this time at Tintagel. TDF1 television for France with the news headlines. Within the last few minutes, the United Nations War Council has voted to lift sanctions upon France following... Excuse me. This follows the government's conditional surrender 6 weeks ago and what the BBC have called the War of Verbals. France's condition that French remain the language of government administration was also surrendered today in return for technical and financial aid. All because we wanted to stop French from being, stamped out by the march of the Anglophone countries. Okay. You couldn't win. Why not? All we wanted to maintain was the primacy of French in France. All these goddamn English feed sites and TV shows. Anthrax Cat, the Sex Puppets speak English. The paying masses never give a shit about the Miserables until it became an Anglophone musical. Les Miserables. Careful, that's an offense. You made yourself a threat to the cultural supremacy of English, and now welcome to the wonderful world of Disney. Thierry Meunier, avec le cabinet noir. I'm not very good with French, folks. Nice to meet you finally. Your letters and calls have been a great help with the story. You've made yourself enemies in Paris with your reportage, Mr. Jerusalem. You've never cited me in your reports and covered me in security well. I owe you, so I'm here to warn you. My colleagues in the Secret Service are, well, some of them are reactionary and too loyal to be described as sane. You described our premier as a political tapeworm and lying pervert maddened by cracked visions of his name in history books, an obsessive fetish for media time, and a sick addiction to kissing babies using his tongue. Tell me I'm a liar. The chances are good that you will not leave Paris alive. Are you armed? I'm always armed. Excellent. Leave now. I've taken the liberty of buying you a ticket on the 1420 jump to America. Thanks. I can imagine the risk you're taking just being seen with me. Thank you for your stories. You wrote about the war well. I'm sorry you lost. So am I. English is a ugly, lurching fool of a language, but it communicates hate well. One last thing, Mr. Jerusalem. Do you know what an enfant terrible is? Bloodhound. Right. Money. Apartment like this costs. That bastard has money. Money enough to buy nice things and vets, but no goddamn snitches. Oh no. Stompanato to Central. Send in a scene of crime group to the journalist department, will you? To get makes on the stiffs and all. This is Central. Understood. Stomp. What about Jerusalem? Any sign of where he went? Grr. Stomp, officer. Stompanato, please respond. Yeah, Central, I'm here. Don't use that name again. Your medical readings went nuts just then, Stomp. What is it with that name? You got me on monitoring? You went on duty when you took the call, Stomp. You know the rules. Don't worry about it, okay? I'm fine. The fuck with that, Stomp. You just had a goddamn seizure. Can't have an officer out on the street doing a psychotic episode every time he hears the perp's name. Don't give me this shit, Central. You know what the bastard did to me. And you know how close he skated the edge of a corruption case if we press charges against him. I'm pulling you off this one, Stomp. The guy ain't here and his paper's working to bring his insurance back online. We could have had some fun with him, but you going bug fuck there is just gonna hurt us. The fuck with you, Central. I'm gonna find him, bring him in and bite bits off of him. Fuck all of you. I gave up drugs for this. Lost at home. Cold shiver of pulsed air, cultural telemetry, connecting a web of watching Mormons compiling their huge lists of street life. Blazes of nasty semiotics from an ad wall, all decoding with scary ease as you ain't going nowhere. New models drug-free, Gaulty makers. The regular salary monkey mask jumps and eeks and scratches its way down the street reading the news through mood filters. Doom and gloom grumbles and distorts out of their ear speakers. It's a JFK kind of day. Loopholes of hours or minutes tie together federal laws, greedy little zones between the expiration and reapplication of statutes. Chattering bacteria snot their way out of the high news plants, briefly rebooted, legal again for brief moments. A thin, filmy rain of information falls down on the city, pollinating the mess of us with the headlines. Columnist missing after shootout. For details, access the Thunder? At home or remote now? Or the Thunder, or something like that. Bacteria data precipitation will be illegal again in an hour or two. Yeah, it's a Thunderer. And someone, somewhere, is saying, what the fuck, why not? Mucus and sound bites. I remember this feeling now from the last days before I went to the mountain. The sudden feeling that this place is not on your side. I'm hiding now. And I'm writing. I can't stop, even now. This goddamn city makes me write even when it wants me dead. Warning. Writing graffiti on these walls will induce a chemical spray causing blindness. City Board of Health. A voyage around my father. They say my mommy's womb had little people in it. This is Mitchell Royce to all points. Do we have any leads on the Jerusalem situation yet? She breathed them in when she lived in Bangkok. They had a big war there with the little people. Have the goddamn code wranglers got anything on the insurance database break-in? Do we know who killed his phone? And that's why I'm encephaly challenged. What? But Mommy and Daddy left me anyway. Did you find my daddy yet? And someone bring me a gun with 6 poison shells in it. 1 for this and 5 for me. Death will only let you off the hook, Mr. Royce. Tell me that isn't work, Indira. I've got this in my fucking ears. Jerusalem out on the street with a death sentence on his head. The city section budget meetings late. Prelim findings from the Code Wranglers freelancers work vouchers for signing. Recommendations from the personnel department and a ton of messages from one Mark Ward. Life goes on, Mr. Royce. Even if Jerusalem is now being butt-fucked to death by crazy farmers with callous haystack lifting cocks in an alley someplace. What'd she say about my daddy, Mr. Royce? What's butt-fucked mean? Daddy? Jerusalem? No, actually that makes a horrible kind of sense. Okay, let's get this over with. Kid, you picked a pretty awful goddamn day to come hunting for long-last daddy. Your daddy wrote some things about some people here in the city, okay? And they, well, didn't like those things. What people? About 500 people. Now, who the hell is that? Anyway, I'm sure it's all nothing. Lots of people have tried to stab your dad in the brain. Me, for one. City editor. Get it over with. Jennifer Veer, personnel. I think I got a hook into this Jerusalem thing. Shoot. Well, you know Jerusalem was divorced. Yeah, I caught a disease at the party you threw. He brought tequila with re-engineered worms. No bastard told me they were alive in there. Get on the same page with me, Royce. He's divorced. His ex-wife then went into cryogenic storage. Standard neuro job, just the head preserved. Someone abducted the head very recently. And you know, a shot at Jerusalem so soon after. And the thing here claiming to be his kid, hey, turning up at the same time, opens up a real can of worms, don't it? Home is where the heart is. Last goddamn credit card. Please let this work. You're in. Thank you, Mr. Jerusalem. We accept the Glaswegian Kiss credit card. We can now reopen your account with the word feed. So I've got 2 minutes before the system discovers Glaswegian Kiss is a 6-year-old front for a crack baby smuggling operation in Aberdeen. Give me Mitchell Royce, city editor, now. Absolute priority. Christ almighty, won't anyone leave me alone? Who is this? Spider. Daddy? Stay the fuck in the corner, Stumpy. Spider, where are you? You don't need to know that. I only have a minute. My insurance is voided. My access to the word feed is disabled. 3 bastards tried to kill me. I'm downloading their faces from my shades to your desk right now. I want makes on them. I got them on my desk screen now. Oh, fuck. What? Oh, fuck. Royce, for fuck's sake. Remember me telling you that... Oh, he's 5 cigarettes? Remember me telling you that Oncogene farm you did? The, what was it? Is it Oncogene or Oncogene farm you did the column about a few weeks back? They phoned to complain? Yeah, they were pissed to talk to me. The farmer who made the complaint, you just sent me his photo. I had him on the phone, on screen. They're trying to hit me for a shitty write-up? This isn't making sense. Crazy Farmer's making a hit, okay. But killing the phone, voiding my insurance, everything else? What did you just say? This isn't making sense. Crazy Farmer's making a hit? Right, okay, I'm restoring your feed access from here and creating a new line for your machine's work tools. Stay low. I'll be in touch. Mitchell Royce to editorial floor security. Detain and make safe my assistant, Indira Ataturk. Get her to editorial interrogation, cell 3. I'll be over there when I can. You know, I kind of like it here. Mitchell Royce, two-fisted editor. Okay, you got me. I don't care. I made a blip, a stupid, but I was just so happy. You want the news, Mr. Royce? I voided Jerusalem's insurance. I even gave the guys his address. I've got good reasons. I've been seeing the vice president of the Oncogene farm for 6 months. For one. And when your boyfriend read Spider's expose on their practices, Christ, any other good reasons to make yourself an accessory to murder? Spider Jerusalem made me into a porn star. Nowhere is safe. Wow. Expel public pay toilets. To be concluded. Can I not even have a good hard shit in peace anymore? Freeze me with your kiss, part 3 of 3. It was a year before Jerusalem left the city. He hired me on as his new assistant. I was 16. Bullshit, I'd have known. What? He said, okay. I quit before he could arrange a salary for me with you. Do you remember the column about Miss Jones' theater? Oh, damn right. Oh, I'm sorry. Like, oh, damn right, oh. I was with him, carrying his recording gear when the filthy bastard set off the signal floods. He said it was just going to be some exotic dancing, a column about the low life in the cheesy end of the South Theater District. I think he knew that the managers were manipulating the libidos of the clientele. No, I knew he knew. Because when they fired the signal floods and all that code set off the sex centers of everyone inside the auditorium, Spider Jerusalem was the only one wearing a mood controller and a nervous system buffer strapped to his belly. Sadly, he wasn't the only one with a camera. The managers were so impressed with my actions under the effects of that signal that they sold off the videotape they made of me. Cali and Heat. See the Indian stunner take on a room full of people. $30 retail. My parents never spoke to me again. Every day for 6 years I've walked down the street and someone has almost stopped, stared at me with that look in their eye. The look that says, I've seen you fuck. 6 years I've waited for a chance to cripple that bastard Jerusalem for what he did to me. Because I'm telling you, Mr. Royce, there's nothing he won't do. No one he won't fuck over to get the story. A story. Any story. Bad doggy. Fucking hunter. That's what I am. Fucking predator. Fucking A. Fucking hunt him down. Fuck Police Plaza. So what if I have seizures? So what if I don't always remember parts of the day? So what if I sometimes piss myself? Fucking bastards taking me off duty. I'll show him. I'll find that bald bastard. Fuck. You just hit a fucking peace officer, you goddamn thing. Fucking hate cars. You're all on his side, aren't you? All the cars and button pushers and vets. Grudge. To live and die in a toilet. I am waiting for an answer. You people are zero tactility freaks, aren't you? What is it? Total solitude culture. Losers. We have your wife. I have considered this information carefully. I've decided that I could not give 2 tugs of a dead dog's cock about my ex-wife and that you may keep her. Goodbye. What in hell is this? I told you could keep the goddamn head. Play football with it. Use it as a condom. I don't care. Get the fuck off me. You do not understand. We have your wife. You were supposed to find her. I don't want her. I don't need a frozen head in my house. The cat would chew on it when it thawed. The police cannot interfere in this matter. Did Mark Ward not explain this to you? Mark, the cryonics guy? No, the phone got cut off. Look, no bastard pushes me. You cut off his phone and feed access too soon. I'm sorry. You were told how important your part was. You were told this was a societal core situation. I pronounce summary deportation to exoteric society. I'm sorry. You knew the sentence for failing in a societal core crisis situation. Get away from here. You were to be cut off from your society in the time between speaking to Ward and our arrival in your home. Upon our arrival, your home was sealed. You were absent. We have been tracking you since. We expected you to be journeying to us, not hiding in a commode. This is a matter of ultimate concern to our culture, Mr. Jerusalem. You know our culture. Touch is not permitted. This is a sane way to live in the city, an urgent necessity. A taboo was broken in our culture by an act of force without consent. You are guilty. Truth, justice, and all that. SBKF, Heart of the World. This hour's headlines. The perpetrators of the murder attempt on popular word columnist Spider Jerusalem have been found. Following evidence obtained and handed to the media by Jerusalem's newspaper The Word, the police were forced to take action and have attended the George Wallace Alkingene farm subject of an expose by Jerusalem to make arrests. Jerusalem revealed that working practices at the farm, which makes anti-cancer trait genetic plugins, were at best illegal, and that the proprietors used refugee children, largely from Turkey and Samoa, as growth beds for the trait. Go to the Word feed site to read the archived I Hate It Here columns by Spider Jerusalem, all major credit cards accepted. The farm's managers concluded in the assassination plot is reprisal for the story. Jerusalem, however, remains in hiding, although reports are coming in of a man fitting his description being stolen from a public toilet. By Spider Jerusalem's most infamous book, Shot in the Face through Read Feed Now, a division of SPKF. The truth about cats and dogs. I can smell you. I'm coming, Jeru. Bastard. Nothing's gonna stop me. Not police plasma, not cars, not a skull fracture, nor concussion, nor blood loss. You say something about blood loss, cop? On the waterfront. Oh, I get it. Cement overshoes. In the canal. A lonely death in the water among the old bicycles and sunken condoms. How do you know I can't breathe water? What? Come on. You stay cut off from the city. You don't know what we do, what we have. We've cured cancer. Most women can abort unwanted pregnancies just by thinking about it. We live to 100 without trying. How do you know I can't still kill you? How do you know I can't kill you by staring hard? You know nothing about me. If I were you, I'd start explaining yourselves in a vain effort to delay your imminent, horrific execution. Begin with the location of my ex-wife's head. It begins with a very drunk woman who drove through our place one night. She folded her car neatly into a telegraph pole and then staggered into our community hall. First, she demanded alcohol. Then she requested certain exotic narcotics. Finally, she harassed our young men for sexual favors of an unusual and explicitly detailed nature. When she met with no answer, she grabbed one youth, ripped off his mask, and put her tongue in his mouth. She then shouted her name several times and left quickly. Police were waiting for her. We sought to lodge a complaint, but the woman gave the police something in excess of $10,000 and asked for a ride home. It took some time to locate her. By then, it was too late. That night comprised her final binge before being cryonically preserved. Whoops. She had no next of kin. It took a while longer to ascertain that you were the woman's husband, by which time you had left the city. We needed revenge. One of our own had been stolen from us by the vicious breaking of our strongest taboo. That bitch, she set me up. That divorcing, moaning, screaming, crossbow-happy, deliberately infected with anthrax, taxman-blowing bitch set me up. God, dog. Nothing's gonna stop me. Use all your fucking cats and all your cars and vets. I'm still on your trail. I know where you are. Unclean, cleanse the beast. Unclean, unclean. Stand strong, unclean, satanic beastie dog. The water is blessed. It burns, it burns. Spider explains it all. Don't you get it? She breaks into your place, smashes a taboo that she knows, gets the perp in deep as shit, and then makes sure you know her name? She knew she was going to freeze the next day. She knew you'd pass the blame for taboo crimes along to the next of kin. It was my wife's last attempt to have me killed. Don't you see? She wants to come back, but won't until I'm dead. I can't see a fucking thing. Doesn't matter. Smell you. Know you're close. You're in front of me. Can hear you. Don't know I'm here, do you? You don't know. Have they decided what to do with you? I think they're debating it. Is that what I think it is? It's your wife. This is it. Revenge. Jerusalem! Oh my God. Okay, I have an idea. You abducted my wife to catch me. You've caught me, but since we're divorced, I'm not really next of kin. I have a solution. There. No evidence of an abduction. You're in the clear. Revenge has been taken on taboo-breaking wifey. Honor is served. I'm a fucking genius. Since when did water go crunch? Ah, there we go. More like a solution, a splash. Guess the pollution index is up. Anyway, all dealt with. You're free to go. Thank you. We like your column, by the way. Fucking yokels. Fucking woman. Fucking city. I return from the grave. Let this day be known hereafter as Easter, and stuff your kids with sugar and caffeine and thanks. Spider, we meet again, Monsieur Jerusalem. Wow. Oh my God. Alright, let me say now that with your history of drug abuse, it was conceivable that you could produce a child with no head. French Secret Service assassination device. They sicked it on me just after the War of Verbals. It followed me for a couple of years. I thought looping its head off in St. Lucia had finished it. I even let Mad Grigoro from down the road fuck it in the swamp circuits before we dumped it at sea. Fucking accident and consequence. None of this was my fault, you know. I want a new apartment. Something like, say, Fort fucking Knox. Did you ever have an assistant name of Indira Ataturk 6 years ago or so? Not that I recall. Why? Not that I recall, no. Why? Just wondered. Who did you take with you to Miss Jones Theater? You know, the place where it turned out they were illegally triggering orgies in the audience. No idea. Some student. She went nuts. Never saw her again. So tired. Tell you what, though. There's gonna be a column in this. Uh-huh. There always is. Okay. So that's all we're gonna do for now. We'll be finishing up Volume 1 of 5 in maybe a week or so. Depends on if you guys want it. But because there were about 40 hits on this on BitChute, apparently people are interested, so we will continue to bring you more Transmetropolitan. And this is the Grim Lord for Grimm's Comics Corner, and we are out of here. See you next time.